It's this beautiful wheel with picot stitches around it. On this video, I'm going to teach you how to do the Halley's Comet motif. I'm going to be using a 4mm hook and some acrylic yarn size 4 in 2 different colors. Okay, so we're going to start with a slip stitch and we're going to start with a base ring. So for your base ring, you're going to do a chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we're going to do a slip stitch into the very first chain that you just made. Insert our hook there, grab the yarn and pull through all the way to close it off. And now we're going to be working into the center of the base ring. You can pull apart your chains and you'll see a little hole in the middle there, and that's what we'll be working. So now for row 1, we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And that counts as a double crochet and a chain 2. And now into the ring, we're going to work the following 7 times. You're going to do 1 double crochet into the center of the ring there, double crochet, and a chain 2. So that was my first time. I want this a total of 7 times. So I'm going to do it again, double crochet, and a chain 2. Second time, I'm going to do this off camera a total of 7 times, and I'll see you when I'm done. Okay, I just did my 7th repetition. And so now to finish off this row, we want to do a slip stitch into the 3rd of the chain 5 that you started with. So we count from bottom to top. We count 1, 2, 3. Into that 3rd one there, we do a slip stitch. And this here is the end of row 1. We should have 8 spaces total. So the spaces between the double crochets. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And now we can move on to row 2. For row 2, we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, and 3, which counts as a double crochet. And then into the next chain space, you want 3 double crochets. So into this space here, 3 double crochets. 2 and 3. And now we're going to repeat the following 7 times around the circle. We're going to do 1 double crochet into the next double crochet. And then into the next space, we're going to do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. And that's basically what you want. We're doing 1 double crochet on top of the double crochets and 3 into the spaces all the way around. Do that and I'll see you when you're done. Okay, so I just did my 7th repetition by doing the last 3 double crochets into the last space. So now we're going to finish off this row by doing a slip stitch into the top of the chain 3 that you started with. So into the top of the chain 3, just a slip stitch. And this here is the end of row 2. For row 3, we're going to bring in our color B now. And so for your color B, basically you can just pull it through the loop that you currently have on your hook. So I just create like a little tail there that I can weave in later. Fold my yarn like so. And now pull through. And I can pull everything down to tighten it up. Go ahead and cut your color A. And now with our color B into the same space, we're just going to chain 1 where we currently are. And now we're going to work a spike single crochet over the first stitch. So for this row, we're going to start after that chain 1. We're going to work 1 spike single crochet into the next stitch. So for a spike single crochet, basically we're going to work it over the stitch of the previous row. I'm going to try and explain here. So you know how in the previous row we did double crochets all the way around. The one before we had the double crochets and chain 2s. And so what we're trying to do is get into that chain 2 of 2 rows ago. For that, we're going to go through the base of the double crochet. We're kind of going to go through that to go through the chain of 2 rows ago. So I'm going to bring it this closer. This is my double crochet. If I go at the very base of it, I'm going to feel the chain of the previous row right there. And I'm kind of going just through it. So now you can grab your yarn and pull up or pull through. And now we want to pull it up So it's nice and tall and brings you back to the height of the current row that you're in. So now you pull it up like so, yarn over, pull through both of the loops on your hook. And that's a spike single crochet. Now we're going to work a picot stitch. For picot, we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. And we want to do a slip stitch into the top of the spike single crochet that you just made. So we're going to insert our hook back into that top of that single crochet. And now pull the yarn through to close this off. And close off the picot stitch, which is this kind of little ball that comes out of the work. And now we can continue on this row. We're going to start the row repeat. We're going to do 1 single crochet into the next stitch. 1 single crochet. Then into the next stitch, 2 single crochets. So this is 1, and into the same spot, 2. Continuing the repeat, 1 single crochet into the next stitch. And now we're going to do a spike single crochet into the next stitch. So once again, we find the base of that double crochet, insert our hook there. We're basically going also through the chain of the previous row. Grab the yarn and pull through, and just pull up to get to the height of the current row. Yarn over, pull through both loops. And now we can do the picot, which is 3 chains, and then a slip stitch into the top of the spike single crochet. So we insert our hook back, grab the yarn, pull through, and pull through both loops to close off that picot stitch. And that ends the row repeat. So we'll go back to the beginning of it. I'll do it with you. The row repeat starts at a single crochet into the next stitch. So single crochet. Into the next stitch, 2 single crochets. That's 1 and 2. Into the next stitch, 1 single crochet. And now into the next stitch, we're going to work that spike single crochet and picot. So we find the base of the double crochet, go through it, and you'll feel that chain of the previous row as well. Grab the yarn and pull through. And you want to pull up a loop to go back to the height of the current row. Yarn over, pull through both loops. Now we chain 3 and do a slip stitch into the top of the spike single crochet you just made to close off that picot stitch. And that ends the repeat. We're going to do it all the way around. When we finish, we're actually going to finish at half of the repetition. So I'm going to do it until I do my last of the spike single crochet and picot, and I'll finish it off with you. I'll see you when I'm there. Okay, so I just did my last spike single crochet and picot. And so I just want to show you the end here. So we have, let me see this. We have 2 double crochets and the chain 3 that we started with. It's kind of hard to see, but essentially we're just going to finish off this row by doing 1 single crochet into the next stitch, 2 single crochets into the next, and into the chain 3, I believe, of the previous row, which counts as the double crochet, into there a single crochet. So 1 single crochet, 2 into the next, and now into the chain 3 of the previous row, I'm going to do 1 single crochet. And now we can slip stitch into the spike single crochet, or into any point here really. You just want to do a slip stitch. I'm going to do it into the picot stitch just because I feel like it's going to be safest there. So we're going to do that, and now you can cut off your yarn and thread your ends through. This is really cute. Very pretty. Just this little disc with those picot stitches around, adding a nice little look. And I love the spike cluster stitches. You see how it kind of comes into the previous row, and it adds that, like, it almost looks like you hand sewed it, because it's not quite easy to get that look with crochet. But since you work in the previous row and in front and around it, it just looks like it came from that row, if that makes sense. But really, really pretty. Hey, while you're at it, why don't you just subscribe to my channel? Just do it. Just do it.